Hi, fourth graders. Today we're going to be starting our very first personal narrative writing activity. It's called My First. Our learning target is I will be able to organize and write a personal narrative using a graphic organizer. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we need to pick a small moment, which is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be creating a brainstorm to help us choose what we're going to write about. So you can use the list method or a web method to brainstorm ideas about your first experience doing something. So for example, last week I told you the story about the first time I went to Lagoon. So you're going to think of other things that have happened in your life that were really fun and awesome for you, or things that you learned from. For example, my first bike, my first roller coaster ride, my first time visiting a location, my first time going to a professional soccer game, your first time reading a book. You can choose whatever idea that you want, but you're looking for a small seed idea. So not something that happened over a long period of time, but something small, a small moment that happened to you. After you've completed your web and your or your list, whichever you choose, you're going to put a star next to your top three favorite ideas. You're then going to share your ideas with a family member. This family member could be an adult in your life. It could be an older sibling. I would not recommend sharing your ideas with anyone younger than you because they're not going to be able to help you as much pick the right idea. Once you've picked a family member, discuss with them which ideas contain a clear sequence. Which ideas contain a beginning, a middle, and an end, because we want to make sure that we're writing about an experience that we can actually include those three things in. And then you're going to cross off one idea from your list or your web. Lastly, you're going to discuss with that family member your remaining two ideas. Which of those two ideas have the most strong emotions? Because strong emotions, as we've learned from other examples about personal narratives, really help the reader engage and be interested in your writing. And they provide much more interesting thing to read. Then you're going to make your final selection. Which idea are you going to write about? So I'm going to show you your graphic organizer. So here we go. This is our brainstorming sheet. There's the direction and the examples here at the top. Now, some of you really like the web version. Some of you prefer the list version. So I'm going to show you how to use both. First, if you have a big idea like my first pet or something, you could write that in there. And then you could write about, maybe organize it a little bit better. Your first time meeting your pet, the first time you fed your pet, the first time you gave your dog a bath, that kind of thing, and organize your web that way. I've included 4 smaller ideas for you. If you come up with more, you can always do more. So all you have to do is click on the object, come up here to edit, and press copy. Then you go ahead and do edit paste, and it'll make another one for you. You can do the same thing with the lines. If you prefer shortcuts, you can click on it, press Control C and Control V to copy paste. If the web is not really your thing and you prefer lists, you can go ahead and type in this box over here. If you go ahead and highlight this in backspace, you can type about my first time at the beach. Then you could brainstorm a new idea. Press enter and type your next idea. I'm going to go ahead and put that back to where it was. Okay. Once you have brainstormed on your web or your list, you do not need to do both unless you would like to. You're going to go ahead and follow these instructions over here. Put stars next to your 3 favorite ideas. Say, for example, this idea and this idea and this idea were your favorites. You're going to go ahead and put stars next to them. Then you're going to go ahead and discuss your ideas with a family member and talk over beginning, middle, and end. Which one of these 3 ideas has the best one? You're going to cross off the one that isn't the best by putting an X on it. Next, you're going to reread your ideas and figure out which one had the strongest emotions. Maybe this one was a really good one for beginning, middle, and end, but this one had a really good beginning, middle, and end, and emotions. So then you would drag your X over here. And then that last one would be your final idea, would be this one right here that it doesn't have an X next to it. The same thing could work with a list. You could come over here and drag the stars next to all of your bulleted list items. Okay, and that is how to use our brainstorm sheet. If you have any questions, please go ahead and message me. One important thing when you're using Google Drawing, which is the tool that we're using for this, you need to make sure that if you, for any reason, say for example, I clicked this and somehow I deleted it. Where did it go? All you have to do is come over here and press undo for it to go ahead and reappear. Now, if you click undo and it doesn't come back, you can also come over here to your last edit screen and you can find the one that you wanted. So, oh, there's my X again. So click restore this version. Please remember that if you use the restore this version button, it will put it back to whatever version you select and you can't change it. Okay? So that is how you do that. Anyway, good luck, and I can't wait to see what ideas you brainstorm for your first narrative.